Think meditation is hard? Do me a favor. Take a slow, deep breath in. And now breathe out. Congratulations. You just meditated. Hi, I'm Krystal Jakosky, and this is Breathe In, Breathe Out, a weekly mindfulness and meditation podcast for anyone ready to own their own shit and find a little peace while doing it. Hello and welcome back to Breathe In, Breathe Out. I'm your host, Krystal Jakosky, and I'm just loving being in the podcast studio. It brings me so much joy. I don't know, talking to the void and yet knowing that people are listening is it's just fun. It's just fun. So thank you for letting me be a part of your journey today. And I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if not, I hope that you're doing what you need to bring yourself a little bit of joy, get a little self-care, and improve the state that you're in. Today, I would like to talk about the causes of upset. These were identified by Werner Erhard, and they are unbelievably helpful when you yourself are upset and frustrated, to be able to stop and check in to find out what is it that I need and how do I shift up? How do I change my situation? And these are a gift. The first one is undelivered communication. Second one is unmet expectations. And the third one is thwarted intentions. And if you know me, there will probably be some story about whatever. Undelivered communication is literally when you have failed to communicate your needs, your wants, your desires, your expectations. It happens when you just simply expect somebody to know what it is that you are thinking and feeling. Undelivered communication. Unmet expectations is when you have verbalized something, you have asked someone to do something, and yet the expectation that you expressed was not met. Now, sometimes you haven't delivered the communication on what your expectations were, and so these go hand in hand. You failed to communicate, and therefore your expectations were not met. However, it can very much stand on its own, where you have delivered your communication, and yet those expectations, you let somebody know, hey, I expect this, I'm asking you to do this, that does not happen, and then you are upset because it didn't happen. And the third one is thwarted intentions. This is things do not go as you planned or hoped. You intended to create this or experience this or do a specific thing, and yet it doesn't happen. For one reason or another, those intentions are thwarted by different external influences. Story time for me. This is very easily illustrated for you through my pottery that I love and enjoy. I go out, I start throwing or doing a slab build, whatever it is that I'm working on for that moment. I get to be in it, I get to enjoy it. Pottery is a space of peace and tranquility. It is a place where I get to regenerate and give myself time away from all of the other expectations in the world. Now, when I go out, if I haven't communicated that I'm going out there, people will call me. People will check in. Even people here on the property, they'll call me and say, hey, I need to talk to you. If I haven't expressed to them, if I haven't communicated, hey, I'm going out to the pottery barn, I'm going to go play for a little while, and they interrupt me, I can't be upset. I did not communicate that that was what I was doing. I did not communicate that my intentions were to have some peaceful time in the studio. When they call, I have to explain this. I use my phone for my radio. It's a Bluetooth radio and it's fantastic, but that means that I'm listening to music and my phone will ring and it comes through on the stereo, or someone sends me a text and it comes through on the stereo. And I personally I have a habit of wanting to answer it because I want to be present for other people. So I will put my phone on do not disturb, other than those people that if they really need to get to me, they can get through to me. Those specific few that we all have. And those people are the people that I have to let know that I'm going to the studio, because otherwise I'll be trying to go to my phone and it just gets covered, or I'll be anxious and stressed about, well, who needed me and what did they need? And my phone gets covered in muck from throwing the mud that's there. So then it just spirals into upset and frustration. And it spirals into that because while I did put my phone on do not disturb for the rest of the world, those people that are closest to me and I need to be available to, I failed to communicate to them, I need this break. I'm going to be in the studio. If you need me, you need to come say hi. You need to come talk to me instead. Most of the time when I communicate that I'm going to be in the studio, when I deliver my communication, they are all more than willing to support me in that, and they try to leave me alone. And it's beautiful. That's because I communicated it. Unmet expectations. That's when I've communicated. I'm out in the studio. I'm very much in it, and I'm succeeding or failing in whatever it is that I'm trying to throw. And those people call me anyway. Instead of coming out and saying hi, instead of coming out and checking in, they call me anyway. I've delivered my communication, but my expectation of leave me alone or come out and talk to me isn't met. And then I'm frustrated because, hey, I told you that I'm going to be out there. I need you to leave me alone, or I need you to come talk to me so that my phone's not a mess. Unmet expectations. In the same aspect, I have to have that expectation of myself. So I've communicated that I'm going to go out there, which means that I do not have to answer my phone. I've let people know that I can have that break. If I expect other people to leave me alone, I too have to expect that I am enabling myself to have that time. If I don't expect that of myself while I expect it of other people, there's a disconnect there. You have to leave me alone, but I don't have to honor that. That doesn't work. It's not very honest and it lacks integrity. My expectation for myself is I'm not going to answer my phone. I have verbalized. I have told people I'm going to be out here. I need this time for myself. I've set the intention that I need time for myself. So my expectation for myself needs to be, don't answer the phone. Don't respond to texts. Leave it alone and just let the music play. Unmet expectations. Thwarted intentions is when I say I want to be out in the studio. I really want to succeed at the perfect mug, whatever that is. I've delivered my communication. I've made sure that I'm meeting my expectations by ignoring my phone. But the thwarted intentions come in when somebody interrupts my time, comes out to the studio and says, hey, we've got a problem, we've got something, and I'm not able to actually enjoy my time in the studio because I need to shift into something else. Thwarted intentions is I have put the intention out there that I'm going to do some self-care for myself, that I'm going to build up this moment and enjoy some peace. I'm going to fill my cup a little bit. And as you're going to fill your cup, there's a car accident that doesn't let you get to your favorite hiking spot, or your favorite nail salon is closed, or somebody needs your help and you can't take that quiet time. Your intention is to give yourself some self-care. How do you support yourself in getting that? You have to take responsibility. All of these causes of upset feed back to you taking responsibility for what works. You have to verbalize. What is your communication that needs to be given? What expectations need to be verbalized so they can be met? What intention do you have for that moment? When you have an altercation with somebody and you're really upset about what just happened, you can look back and say, well, did I verbalize my wants and needs? Why am I upset? Oftentimes you'll come back and realize that I did not tell anybody that I wanted time in the studio. I didn't speak up. And if you look back and say, no, I did verbalize, but my expectations weren't met, then you can say, okay, now I have to have one of those tough conversations. Do you remember when I talked about this? I was really hoping for this, and I let you know that I was expecting this, and that didn't happen. You didn't follow through, and I'm really upset, and I'd like to talk about how we can make this better for the future because my expectations weren't met. Or you're having that conversation with yourself. I didn't meet my own expectations. How do I improve that? What do I need to do to make that better? And then your intentions. You have to have an intention in the first place. What is that intention? And if it gets thwarted, was there intention behind that thwarting? Did somebody mean to upset things, or was it an accident? Was it an act out of anyone's control that just happened? And now you're upset, and now you're frustrated, and that's okay to be upset or frustrated or embarrassed or disappointed, whatever that is. It's okay to be whatever emotion you are in that moment. And then what needs to change? How do you fix it? The 3 causes of upset. Understanding what they are, understanding how to work with them, understanding how to move forward with them means that looking back, you can understand why it happened. And looking forward, you can make sure that you're clear in your communication, that you're really good at making sure that your expectations are understood by yourself or by those around you. And it's more likely that your intentions will not be thwarted, they will be met because you've learned how to communicate a little bit clearer and make sure that things flow more smoothly. When you understand these concepts and you apply them to your own life, things just shift, things just change. It's wonderful because you can look back at one of your most recent issues. You can analyze it and figure out which one of these causes of upsets applies. And then you can figure out how you can change it for the future. It also means that in the future, when you have an upset, you can stop and check in and find out which one of these applies and what you need to do to alter it. Whether it's upset with yourself or upset with those around you, understanding where it stems from is a beautiful way to make life smoother, easier, happier, and just more fluid. I hope this little tidbit helped you, and I look forward to having you here next week on Breathe In, Breathe Out. I hope this moment of self-care and healing brought you some hope and peace. I'm Krystal Jakosky on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and I hope you check us out and follow along for more content coming soon. I look forward to being with you again here on Breathe In, Breathe Out. Until next time, take care.